you know, especially a dear Nico Tone, so said, on if fear me no and a econo. They are not AJ, you know, ma nipa sabebu say. But be a Tyson moderate level no could do, you know. This current crop of boxers into me and fat heavyweight division no could draw. But it told be a na ya man be actually called the extremity. Extremity means do be a no. What we are now manaba show come and say a big currency pain. But looking at the current crop of boxers in the heavyweight division, especially Usyk weekend way all undisputed. Now history now or make it tournament or at the backdrop of a heavy moment in Ukrainian history. At the time I was so he about box ring man or with the mentality say or call the man be. But away from that, Sean Wamu Usyk how I rise up do this stage. So imperious. So imperious. Ordinarily, also be say heavyweight. Why pan or be in the cincha or stand out? Or we are not going to won it twice.
Yes.
So follow British boxing as I bought AJD or no so I it twice. Britain hokro no na we US and as America in terms of boxing about Britain no wafa age abon twice afa Dubois abon twice wafa US ni ba ko de naka ho enticing free abon twice na ye ka say undisputed na word ne ye brofo eso de asechire nyina ne say wa wukra IBO title no what the abama na bo waje
yes
wa wukra WBC what the abawa bo waje ukra WBO ni nyina wabo and I want the Ring magazine or the na kan ho na Ring magazine dey say and contend un defend it on call for defense and I can maintain but no omo define say linear championship just say wa wo bi na the Ring magazine belt na aba be so the amount when he faced Dubois everything that went on in the round 1 round 2 no be mo bia or dog boxing who say na dey because speed timing and accuracy from Usyk. Now because timing and speed ebia wo hwe ne nsa ne foot speed Adriana Tyson did dominate most of the time and the footwork mobility. Tyson I've told you say none of the times and because defend it or kwakosha corner ho say bra Tyson always attacks. He maneuvers his way through every moment a defensive mechanism and it made Tyson who he is. Currently, I can say no or the Dubois the account 2-2-2-2, and or started from the cruiserweight. But be a Holyfield a J champion a tone also and son or sorry about do the heavyweight division that same division cruiserweight Usyk a dominating one more. He's an Olympic champion. So sometimes in a generation we said the buff footballer Maradona mo HB mo biem na Messi Ronaldo Bani Asaka se be mo biem na nkrani bi afifi dia ba no the same thing. Oko Tyson chia hoka kra bi wa kwato Sugar Ray Leonard before no nachi Sugar Ray Robinson legendary boxers in terms of the heavyweight. Now okay Marvin Hagler ne Sugar Ray Leonard battle was one of the fiercest late 70s 80s and a Tyson Holyfield ni Lewis Lennox ebe ja
101.3
Sugar Ray will come and Tyson will take you over. Now Tyson will take you over it was a moment most of the heavyweight boxers and I don't move facing Crawford same years. Ushia no kwa beside. Meka Tyson, meka Holyfield, and meka Lewis in wasem. Even though significantly Lewis and Holyfield so you from there, but that era belongs to Tyson. Droba can for Lewis who be audibem. Oh, no Lewis, or a heavy puncher, or a triple combination puncher, where you say in terms of the rabbit punch, one of the best, or a dirty Lewis to say. But that era belongs to Tyson. Now after Tyson, now I say heavyweight, beton so betiako because we are unity maybe. You late 90s, early 2000s. Tyson are hitting the peak, a fade off at the court. Who is taking over? Any Babenya the Klitschko brothers, Vladimir, and then the bra. Klitschko brothers, dear. You know
Vitaly Klitschko and Vladimir Klitschko.
Omumie no abema heavyweight abetina mo sere so akodi fie ba akum omo dominated that era no omumie so happens to be Ukrainians na omo a punch it stinks te say wa abo enye hono de be hono e kakra na be hono
bro na yo boy enye hono na be okwa live no ba also be ma hwe me ha ma me ase waswa.
Okay, so Klitschko brothers no be dominate, but right after them we've had Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Luis Ortiz, the Cuban expert, and the Zile Zhang, the Chinese.
Zile Zhang.
No, foot is a friend the Big Bang. Yeah, or Bob Aqua, a way too coachy. Only Joseph Parker about, you know. And by me who say, heavyweight for no. Say, yeah, Fury ni. There are other guys that sign the rules more. Say, oh man, or me heavy punches. And talking about the bout itself on Saturday, the differences was that I think said that the one we saw call for longevity or call the rounds. And the first encounter, no, or catch officials and so omuchitino. Or complain say, oh, me score 1 punch, me born ye more routine say a lower punch, more the team or Kasasa, and say, oh, there be number 2 never. But at around 5.
We no simple crowd.
Now, how are all Wilson on air pathetic? He was too open. The defensive mechanism got flat and flawed. And when we beat Usika, my catch was saying the footwork, you know, on equal length to say the punching speed. That be I can't, Tyson Fury or punch it to say I my tags and you can't all of that. But yo, weekend we say no, Usik about you know. Shadrack and Mame, how I must call more our board no so. Okay. The number of percentages are Usik 8 million. Ya on talk when you are about to be brave and just over in you. You talk about to be brave. This is it. O share any more dear no, and na ye Usik dear no, and a chidi no, a Dubois dear no. Now total landed no
box. Yeah.
Yes. Total throne no, I was here. No more the percentile no. Akosro. So you are here total throne now. Usik 153. As compared to 179 from Dubois. But Fabra percentage, and I had to draw percentage do draw Usiketimi and Lande
37.3 to 19.6.
Fatu to throw no. Was it into two brave, but accuracy no form. And jabs, you have 3 triple combination there. Kind of said the cross punch, the jab, no, and then of course the hook. Okay, can you mean some jab in the starting? Look, 21 for Usik and then 11 jab, no, with the prepper when I know. And then I resemble the how cat and then leopard the common tokano or the prepper or the creative range, not the hook, no, about the flow up. Usik make sure say the percentage, you know, I was look 10.6 from Dubois. And talking about punches, and be a kind of power no, and your boa, it will take you by a meter or 2. So look at the power landed, Usik, you know, 36. Just suppose that against 24 of Dubois. In terms of percentage, you know, yo, I was sort of so we can do it here. Yeah, enjoy. But one thing they say, apart from Usik, also sa belt ni na undisputed, or sa double or mo brone adini na no. Was so call it the argument to say ne ko the Tyson era no a nko betimi ahye ho ana. Say ta the Messi ni Ronaldo mosoko. Ne afala me name Musiala mo so de ko Messi mo. People have begun asking say so koto se dining table so na Linux etia Holyfield this year. Sugar Leona that year my Tyson senior matia. Sa table kro no. Usik betimi atena ho bia na.
Big question.
Okay. On the table of transfers, stories are we no by be na me interested. Hugo to Liverpool, you know. The other day I was telling you say Hugo me who no saw ahead of Darwin Nunez. My catcher was
yes.
How a football team na ya na ka say obi ndru no. For instance, baby a obobo se na baby a okono differences ewo. 2 teammates, you know, the demands they require from a teammate, you know, so differences. Only more sala na ebo ba kono na ne umama mushi mo na ebo mamushi kwa ya de akrafo fro bebe ka nchen. Wo na wo as senior, but say we da abobo ma seniors foforo. And come on, the platform EPN Bundesliga na sesa. But no nye the most important part of this whole transfer discussion and pessimism. Be a Newcastle so no that same circus no yaw on person mo circle back to the 2 striker formation na EPN na dominant no on say no pe Hugo mbeka tro say chess game but Mate Felipe Mateta susudi
and the Newcastle for
on the make no
as replacement
say Newcastle so ko Hugo
yeah
na come pe Hugo and then Isaac and Wanya and then say no come Mateta and Isaac they are not benching any one of them now you are playing 2 center forwards. It's forcefully
typical 4-4-2.
perfect. Ultimate bench Mateta, ultimate bench Isaac. If you play these two strikers, you are not playing 4-3-3. No winger can complement the two because ultimate Fabakon go wide. You need to place the two just around the box. Around the box means two wingers to supply them and the two typical city midfielders. It could be Tonali and then Bruno Guimaraes. It could be any one of the trainer, two of the trainer will feel not about two wingers. Javi Barnes, Elanga Abai, Anthony Gordon, Sosoaba, and then they'll have Gianfilippe Mateta ne Isaac in the final third. A Basadia. Now what Chima they are called the old traditional formation of 4-4-2. Ferguson would dominate here, Alan Shearer and then the partner Newcastle, almost also to dominate Blackburn Rovers. Now say John Duran ne Oli Watkins for Aston Villa. As also started under Unai Emery, but Anche no more far John Duran call Saudi Ama and Yema assistant. So transfers, you know. But be an person measure pa no Rashford the end can be.
I didn't know can be.
And confirm prema men can be.
I want prema can be. Now Barcelona to one any dia.
On confirm prema men can be.
I'm say Barca to one any dia.
So Rashford the end
who's runner?
He's run to them. Yeah.
Root to me 101.3 Nyamin Sawo.
Only say Rashford the no. So if you say 28. No 20 years old baby no. Now me who say Rashford be retire as a number 9. Obe free win so. Obe ba be win the ball born as a typical number 9.
Say Ronaldo Modi.
Pepe. Enti Nkadachi bi Barca be compare replacement for Lewandowski. I think they've gotten somebody a fainer in terms of the number 9 not there or be reaching the prime. Number 9 as a center forward. Said it was a bonus position whilst he played as a winger. But growth, drop of physical endurance and index, all of that into Ubako box on near dia bro. That's where Rashford is heading towards. And I feel say, I say Barca because for center forward. Obesha the Lewandowski or but for the time being, Barca and more 4-3-3. It will be 4-2-3-1. Convertible 4-2-4. Not convertible 4-3-3. You know why? Because of Rafinha position. Rafinha on to be a bot 3-man midfield. It will be a 2 no by Pedri, Frankie de Jong. Now Freya Koye Lamine, Rafinha, and then Rashford. Now Lewandowski is not top. So converted from 4-2-3-1 to 4-2-4. That is when you have Rashford, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and then Lewandowski in the final third. 4-man attack, 2 holding typical sitting midfielders. No, you're 4-man back. Actually 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1. This formation, when you culturally, Barca style, they love to stay in the 4-2-3-1, convertible 4-3-3. But Rafinha position, he focuses on creativity and then goal scoring rather than playmaking. To a job playmaking in the amount Frankie de Jong and a Pedri, specialist duties. Now a job goes, creativity, amount Rashford, Lamine, Rafinha in the number 10 position area, and then Lewandowski in the final third. Goals and creativity, Barca form dominance in the final third, Barca. But my problem is, Kunde ne Baldi or me offensive thinking. And it's only team of Bausubia. These two guys Marco added to 4 year Makachro. At any point, you could be having 6 players in the final third. On the break, on the counter, Pedri is not a good tackler. Frankie de Jong is not a good tackler.
Say Paris Saint-Germain the NBA.
What am I coming at here? My memory won't be. What am I coming at here?
And I feel Madrid for no so your money on my year. I'm betting you.
I open because of Barca defensive structure in team.
So classic couldn't yet say last season the na more juma.
Oh, say Inter Milan before we stop Barca now as will be a slow Barca team now. Until say Inter Yami who say team now can team here repairs. You stop Lamine Lewandowski a free game. Rafinha hon trainer without Baldi. Oh, they are coming to so if Madrid issue no team nye DM or ye better or ye good tackler. Madrid a very very good offense. Madrid they no unavailability. Now what team Beno we are so Vinicius and Mbappe boom. Oh Jude. Yeah.
So they can your coach in Juma.
Coach in Juma more. Na Juma no so what thing. Better convince 2 superstars to play for each other.
So Xabi Alonso to mean bench back.
Yeah, yan kind of crunch there ho.
But say okay, fine. On the right, someone stand Tuano Eba. Baby Rodrigo Bonomo say Rodrigo Nkono. Obo, Arda Goulash, or the environment on the border, say Odigard Moroni be. So when we mean no back to mean cover the right hand side.
There's a what you say. So Kobo right horn no Vinicius. Or your Jumani becomes more experienced. He gets close to the box. Or they get close to the box, you know. And also systematically, Sakonche more away from the box. Then the game no koyem Rika what you box no be tomo washe enkoye no. This guy has to grow. He has to grow. The game has to pass through the evolution. Player profiling or the winger come forward. I feel obey box no. Benzema Ronaldo ni homa box no say oh that be Mbappe but is actually kakra. To convince players in only dressing room untia. I wish such a program no benya coach be kind of credit. Top coach
said Benzema the year somewhere last 2 seasons no. Vinicius nyanko no Boba bia Mbappe does say no. With the freedom to go in and out of the box at will, and your coach in a will, and your player be will, and your system be will at or no Vinicius will, or come box in Tamope, or Pietamope. But when you play typical 4-3-3 with 2 wingers, Mbappe the top one, the primary duty of the wingers is to create for the striker. When you play 4-3-3, the 2 wingers, and the more primary duty is to create for the striker. Coach or respected winger na ba kono bakasa wo de member wachi we do beba na chi. Se coach ni mpo no se na ne do beto bakasa Vinicius ha me defend. Anu na Vinicius no mpe no the line no so ho na left back na ho kire no hu so da ha se Vinicius on patak. He's gone out of that attack no. Okay. Get him to the box, not obako or no abako. Adwo that could be one obabu achirefo. But if you place him on the wings, he has extra defensive duties. And also just say Mbappe muro so Project Madrid Ronaldo mo hand over the amame. So mama de me ho na Mbappe ni mo nka me ho. And it's not working. This situation apart from what we see, the camera feed says a lot happens in the dressing room. Yeah. If you know football, you know a lot happens in the dressing room between these two. And at some point bako kra tena bako betima kotena. Football. And nunti na se players on be prem ho asem o mo bo coach ho to no. So mo yakra for field and so come on and capture one capture. Now you share the obey. This problem we think Alonso had started. And Ancelotti ho yanka ho asem. Yeah. Wo, Mate, new, me that say. Meza.
Yes, I'm fancy ma yenche T4. Now, I think the first of all, I mean no shen common as in fem free and trunk Frankfurt. Back in April 2025, Timo Hardong, director of football, Edema Entrang Frankfurt. Na transfer market for any could be about come offer so more players. Our mudinya fast workers here. Spare me your time a little bit. Na main kind statement to make a crab infantry. Say omwanka sanadie no moye. Or say it's about talent. Our job is to find a player with talent, but perhaps not quite at the top level. In other words, is it about finding a player with a higher potential than the one sold? Exactly. We know say often those are players that haven't been able to show their highest level yet. Sometimes, like Mamouche, they are reclamation projects. Football is also about a bit of luck. Everyone who says otherwise lies. Fancy. Or the project of Frankfurt. Any the omo pese omo ye. Any come offer so omo yeska bebrebe in terms of selling players. Emiro Mfise obi akasa Mamouche. And a call for 75 million euros. But let's not forget that same season, Pato called for 40 million euros to Paris Saint-Germain. Omo ko fa Pato di ni free. Omo fa Mamouche free. Omo fa Kolomwani free. Omo fa Sebastian Haller. E free na den buy. Luka Jovic. O check players say ye bo mu din nyina Frankfurt aton mo nyeska bebrebe ni nyina fancy. E players are no mu ni din. But the potential was very clear. Me catch us say kwa omo fa so kofa Mamouche free Egypt. Ebe pie mu be ne na mo Europe kakra ansa na Frankfurt kwa kofa na. You would understand say omo eye for top talent. And omo say omo ye the club in between. Say club in between na. Omo say omo gina baby a we fresh no. And omo ye finish clubs no so ntemfimfim. It feeder clubs no omo right. And the bigger clubs no omo left. It omo tamfree feeder clubs no wa no de abesho omo. No ma refine no. Te said the wako factory aye chocolate no. Baby a befa ebe rema be pmfimfim. And sana kwa ko the finished product no. Omo energy now. And that is the most important aspect of whatever they are trying to do. fancy to obo player no woka oba bring player to the level ano nim say obin ni wi a oba be fa wonim say oye de kra obin ni wi a fancy oba be fa and that is the most important thing oh my young keten no mo dia fa they are not interested in winning major trophies e wom say bombeji for example time omoji the Europa League e PM by omaje now this season omoton mama mushi but they still qualify for European football so you look at how they do their things now fancy this fata say was a ball mabaso with the running football even Red Bull does not even sell players at that rate and get money at that rate and it's about relationship and trust in what they do almost time the omo fit said there be player na yegini na ba unu ma de omo ye chro omo do ko room akora ni age no omo de amount no ma chro tama akora ni ba Frankfurt age anu wadi they no mo the statistics in numbers a good TV so chro step by step
juma
omaye investment omaye wa akora no ho then ade omo de jiska kese na say they do something we call projections it is out of akora start no omo future projections they've done with almost software no use no then they project to you and show you say within the next 2 or 3 years akola ni pikia sa afi wo my numbers 14 afa show trim say nipa na wo tono no o de ne kwa obema numbers 30 35 40 itifa ne ko interested there mo players no mo tight ton mo immediately it doesn't really pick well for them for example Umama Mush was coming to Manchester City with 15 goals 10 assists Oba City no share 7 goals emu 3 one game against Newcastle. That game he played as a left winger. The other games as a centre forward about 5 matches or share 1 goal. Right winger 1 goal. Assist be number just say
left wing
one no boy ah two bears City game omoni Newcastle game both through pass and no akati no shooty or some hat trick. But on pick it said you need nim no and trunk Frankfurt. Onyambo free kick crash because no free kick take away.
So under Pep no so different
system. Different system altogether and everything. Sebastian Halaba West Ham. Ashasi ne ko say. Fancy. Basa. Ben Halaba say ko Dortmund ko bobo ni ese go sa beje AFCON. Meboa. Den no be Kolomwani. Kolomwani e wo PSG ashasi ne na nye. Ba obi a wa hwe tema was our kopie mu Juventus. Anybody obo Juventus now you understand say he's improving. Obi otimi bomber the French national team. Even to me that say the talent and the distance is not there. So they are free Frankfurt now. Omu is slow in terms of adapting. But omunya adapt say quickly say tam. These are the numbers you are going to get. Omema double figures. Omema in terms of goals, in terms of assist, they will give you a lot of things. So buying Hugo Ekitike from Frankfurt for that amount of fee, it's about first of all managing your expectations as a fan. This is not to say we go Ekitike onye a good player and I say be only potential. You see, Anna Etorebia the way we city frame West be nye careful kakra player be no awasa.
Be a professional player there.
To get to that level of being a professional player, no, it's not as easy as we all see it. Yenim go form a professional ko nya nuru. It's not easy. Or you're a very talented player. Lanky, or pace, good finish, technical quality. I love it. First, it's about the kitty no so bobo no one now. Born a fankasa. Me when the game do a year assist or then in 9 times or bob pass and he she player no far push. Solid player. But where I'm coming from is manage your expectations when it comes to Frankfurt players in their first seasons. A bit my hate. Ain't me hate. But manage your expectations. Or ya koda. Baby of free banner pressure need different from pressure no baby to Anfield no. It will take time for him to adapt. Because Anfield the Hunda Nunes. You see? Also, when you understand where you are buying the player from, and I'm a citing example, Chelsea Newton. When you understand where you are buying the player from, obete kwanya players or move free that production line or more adaptation city. There be new sana anete. I say okromo ase no. Okoto player free wafa.
I'm not making say.
Edrum be okromo ase go mo afete. Fancy me dey see.
79 I'm not cutting but I'm just say 79 million pounds na ye kan wasem no. It said here some years back wako to be 25 ni 30 no.
Oh yes.
Spain for the better 4-5.
And chechere water first chechere water na moto na say.
I'll come and explain the reason why the English Premier League teams are buying for such an amount. Ma be chema de kudi ntia. Make sure the ntia Spain for any different English Premier League for any different. Fancy. Na me cite an example change it say first na Ghana Premier League go mo afete Feyenoord mu gina mo na so den no. Auto player free auto 2. Na wonto 1. Because omunim said the omo born is titiye. What am I say? It club I'm trying to say club will be a best side player be a free biano. What the to omo free honum ko different clubs now you understand omo track record. Any ko omo fast omo timi hit pick. Obi honum or exceptional. They said your account was football is about luck. What because luck in the football be